in the shop today, and I'm gonna try to set you up right here if I can. That's pretty good. That'll work right there. Trying to get this stuck bolt out. Anyway, um, over the last few months, I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook about how much horsepower something will take, or why did my engine get broken. And then people show pictures of broken parts, obvious plugs that are burnt or damaged. And the the first thing that I always um, the first thing that I always go to when I see broken parts are obviously damaged parts, um, or suggesting how much horsepower a motor will take. I always The first thing that I say is, who is the tuner and are they competent? And everybody's reaction is always, I've got the best tuner in the world. Okay? And I get it. There's a lot of people out there that's made a lot of horsepower with certain combinations, whether it be on the dyno or whether it be at the racetrack. And I get it. There's a lot of people out there that are pretty good at manipulating the numbers in an ECU. But that is not what I mean when I say a competent tuner. Whenever I say competent tuner, it has nothing to do with whether they can take a guess at what kind of timing or fuel that an engine needs, um, whatever the combination may be, nitrous, turbo, blower. Whenever I say competent tuner, um, I mean a person that is well versed in how the engine works, all the hard parts in the engine, how the fuel system works from front to back, how all the electrical works, the sensors, how the car is wired. Somebody's well versed in all of that is what I'm talking about when I say a competent tuner. So if you have a tuner that missed something in a data log, let's say, and then proceeds to run the car again and it hurts the motor, that may have been a person that guessed pretty good at the numbers when they first started, but not in my mind a competent tuner. Okay, if you have a tuner that has used a certain timing map or fuel map on another combination, and then proceeds to use that on every combination as if every combination isn't different, that to me is not a competent tuner. If your tuner does not make sure that the timing is correct for the timing light, if he doesn't check static timing properly before he ever tries to make horsepower with your engine, that is not a competent tuner. So whenever somebody asks me about why their engine failed, and it looks to me to be an obvious either lean condition or overtimed condition, my first question is always that: do you have a competent tuner? So the next time that you select your tuner, whether it be for racetrack stuff, and if you're gonna have a tuner go with you to the racetrack, they better be well versed in chassis and suspension stuff too, or else you're probably not going to have a very good day. But the tuner needs to be able to know every aspect of that car and how it works, and be able to figure out those problems and troubleshoot situations by looking at data. And before he ever starts, he should be able to look at the car itself, check it over really good, verify static timing, and kind of understand what he's working with and knows what he's working with before he ever begins. Picking up problems and troubleshooting and knowing the car is part of being a competent tuner. Not just somebody that plugs numbers in on a laptop. You don't know how many cars I've went and fixed that people say, "Oh, I had a competent tuner," and I get there and maybe it's something mechanical that's not correct, or maybe it's something electrical that's not correct, and I sort it out in 15 minutes, and they go, "Wow, I didn't know that, we never knew that this was happening." Well, it's showing it in the data that this is happening, so, and they'll always tell you, "Oh, I got the best tuner in the world," or "a really good tuner." That is not in my personal opinion, what I would call competency in a person that is tuning your car. You need somebody that is well-rounded with every aspect of that situation. Chassis, suspension, even transmission and torque converter can play a huge part in what you see in the data, and how the car responds to power. So you need somebody that's well versed in that stuff too. But basically, just mechanics, electrical, suspension, and chassis. Um, they should know all those things to be a competent tuner. So anyway, that's what I mean. So from now on, whenever I say competent tuner, I'm not talking about the guy that made 1,000 wheel horsepower on a stock bottom end on a dyno. I'm talking about a guy that can take a spark plug out, look at it, and tell you exactly what's happening, can go back and look at the data and tell you exactly what problems that you're having before you ever get to the point that it hurts anything. So anyway, you guys have a great day. I got to get this car ready to go race tomorrow.